Hey guys, welcome back to Bonsai Crazy. Now some of you are new to my channel and I'd just like to say hi, welcome to my channel, and thank you to Adam for giving me a lovely shout out. That was very nice of you the other day. Thank you very much for that, and welcome to all you new subscribers. Now today I'm just doing a little garden tidy up today. I've got quite a few trees and very limited space, and I've got a few plans for next year. I've got my big Tanuki design to make, and I need a lot of room for that because that's going to take up quite a few spaces. So I'm going to have a little wander around my garden, show you my trees, and I'm going to I've done some experiments last year. I just want to have a look at those experiments. The trees I'm actually going to go and plant in the winter time over the park, and just let them grow as they would do normally, just to tidy up a bit of space really, and create a bit of space for myself so everything's not on top of each other, and I can actually find a bit of shade, because where I am at the moment it's just full sun, so I've got a tiny little bit of shaded area and that's it, but I need to find a little bit more of a shaded area so my plants or my trees can do a little bit better next year. So let's have a walk round and I'll show you my trees. Now this here behind me, I might as well start here. So this here is my giant Sequoia cave bonsai masterpiece. This was the original video that I started my channel with, or started the relaunch of my name channel with. It's a giant Sequoia and Tanuki, and underneath the Tanuki is a cave with lights and stuff. Now I did have another 3 or 4 giant Sequoias there, but as they were young saplings they didn't really take to their new positioning, and I've been struggling with those this year. I've made videos on them, so if you want to go and catch up on my giant Sequoia masterpiece you can, and I'll leave the link to this one in the video description box. So that's the first one I want to show you. That's doing really well this year. The trees were half the size, they were about this tall, and they've shot up to half the size of the Tanuki already this year, so they're doing amazingly well. And this one down here is another Tanuki that I made this year. There's another Tanuki that I made this year, and that is a Juniper, obviously. It's a variegated form, hybrid form. It has the white tips on the petals or the leaves, whatever you want to call them. So that's another work in progress. That's going to be a really, hopefully a really nice Tanuki at the end. And then I'll bring you around, and down there on the floor is one of my olive trees, and just at the back there you can sneak a little look, and that is my privet that I've had for a long time. So just behind this, at the back there, is a maple staying shaded. In the front here is my Azalea, and I actually created this pot for it, and a Chinese fisherman there, and the flowers didn't actually pop out this year, and I was very annoyed about it, but what can you do? But yeah, that's my Azalea. And then obviously we've got some money plants. This is my Juniper that I bought from Heron's Bonsai for my birthday in August. And then we've got another ficus there, and then we come down and we've got lots of different trees. These are just cuttings that I took this year just to see whether they'll take, and some of them have and some of them haven't. This is a rescued tree that I rescued a couple of weeks ago from a customer. Hopefully that will survive and be all right. Another olive tree down there at the bottom, and this here I got from Herons. It's another juniper, so I'm going to look forward to doing a little creation on that next year. Right, now we get to what I really want to show you. Right, so right guys, here's what I really want to show you. I'm going to just move this out of the way here. Now, last year or 2 years ago, I just stuck some seeds in that little pot that you saw there, that big one, and they were literally field grown maples. I got from the park, and they absolutely took off. So these are 2 years old now, and I actually, at the beginning of the year, I tried a fusion. I've never done a fusion before, everything's new to me, so I wanted to try a fusion. And now we're just going to have a little look. Basically, I'm not worried about these trees. These trees are not going to stay. They're going to be planted over the park. You know, this was just an experiment for me. Like I say, I want some room now, so I'm going to have a look and see what's happening to them. Now they've really taken off on the old roots. I love their new position there. But like I say, this is just an experiment, and I'm not keeping these trees. And just trying to get to the wire, and they actually look like they've been fused together there. One dead one there. So they've actually fused together, which I'm very pleased about, to say the least. That, you know, at least I know my experiment has worked. And when I come to do it on a tree I care about and a tree I really want to keep, I know that it's going to work for me. Now look at that. That's not bad. Well, I say they've fused together. They've half fused, look. You've taken the wire off and they've kind of half fused together. So, I don't know whether to call that a success or not, but probably what I would have done is left that on for another year, or redone it, taken it off and redone it again. So, I'll know that for when I actually do a serious one. So just like I say, this here now, I'm going to go and plant it over the park. It may survive and it may not. It's not something I'm worried about. So let's have a look at the other fusion that we did. I did. Wow, look at that. It's just come straight off the slab. I made that slab there out of cement, and that's just come straight off the slab. Roots are looking fantastic. Look at that. Roots are looking absolutely amazing. But I don't want the trees. You know, the trees are actually going. So I'm going to keep this as it is like that, and I'm going to go and plant it over the park. Because there's no point in these trees not dying. If they're going to survive, they're going to survive. If they're going to die, they're going to die. But It'll look good over the park with a nice lump fusion on the ground. So right, I brought it down the bottom here now guys. Now I've tidied up and created this little space that I've got here now. I can get a real good look at the actual, this is my favourite Acer. And as you can see, the leaves on it are really, really nice. You can get them really, really small and they're absolutely full of autumn, spring colours. They change 3 times a year. This tree is actually really, really nice. And I want to make it a double trunk, but I don't want to make it a boring double trunk. So what I've been doing is slowly trimming it so it gets some bud back. And this year I've managed to get this branch growing and this one die off, so that this one's got a bit more movement going on it. This year I will hopefully trim this back and it will bud back down here next year, and I can get the movement coming back up. And as you can see, I chopped the top this year, and one of the side branches has started growing, and it's growing really, really nicely, and a really, really nice movement on the branch there. And that is going to be my main leader. That's just going to be let run next year to create a really unusual shape to the trunk. So far I'm really pleased with how this tree is going. It's got a lot of years left yet, but I am getting, like I say, the shape in the trunk as it's grown in the ground, and it's actually really grown quite thick this year. It's doubled in size this year, and like I say, next year, once I've got the shape down here, and then I can put some wire on it next year to give it a tiny little bit of movement down the bottom, and then I'm just going to let it grow. So this year I've actually created the shape that I want, or the beginning of the shape that I want. So I'm really, really pleased with that. I'm going to bring you over now to my red maple. Alright, so here's my red maple, guys. As you can see, the trunk is getting very thick. It's got a nice root there that I can create a nice nabari from. It's got a little bit of movement down the bottom here, and it goes up, and I don't like this top. Basically, I've been trying to, let me get that out of the way. There's a fork there, and I've been trying to cut these back so that this dies back, or one of these dies back, or so I can get some proper growth coming from somewhere else. And I've achieved that now. You can see here I've got a couple of branches coming out there, and I will chop this next year really low, below this point, below this sort of grafting point there, and I'll chop that really low and let one of these grow start off. And also got another branch there that could possibly turn it into a double trunk, so a possible double trunk in the future. But this one is actually growing really nicely, and I've left this one to run, thicken the trunk. So yeah, I'm very pleased with the growth on this year as well. It's looking really, really good. So here is my double trunk Japanese larch, and that is a proper double trunk fused together. I haven't done that together, nature's done that. And this is a tree in training, so it's going very well right now, so very pleased with it. This is my favourite out of my Japanese larches. I also have one that I'm training as a literati, which I had a big discussion about with my friend about yesterday, and we've come to the conclusion that from here really upwards is null and void. We're going to have to chop this low down here, choose one of these branches to carry on and to create the taper that we need in the trunk and the thickness, the difference in the thickness of the trunk. So obviously literatis do have are different from the base to the very tip. So it was a very good discussion with Dan from DNR Bonsai. Yeah, he's a very well-informed man, and he has a very, very good mentor. So I'm not going to argue with him, and I'm going to do as I say, as he said next year, and we're going to chop this, and we're going to take one of these as the main leader and let it run and create our literati over a good few years. So yeah, very interesting chat yesterday I had with Dan. And then that brings me to my other Tanuki. So that brings me to my other Tanuki, which is this one here. I really like this one. This one's another one of my favourites. And it goes up, and you've got lots of gnarly bits, and it's really fusing in with the Tanuki there. I really, really do like this. I've got a great host for this one for the future. So there we go. I've also got another couple. I've got a Dawn Redwood there, and a couple more maples that are suffering this year with. They're in the wrong position, which is why I'm trying to do what I'm doing this year and change everything about and try and chase my shade, because I'm full sun and I don't have any. So I just thought I'd come upstairs quickly to show you this, guys. This is my crazy bonsai pot. Now on my channel, it's not been let out there yet what it actually is, but this is a sculpture. It's going to hopefully look like rock or petrified rock, and it's in the shape of a black rhino, and the tree is actually going to sit right on the horn there with the roots splaying down so you can see the roots, and then going into the pot, which will actually be a low rise pot, a very shallow pot. So this is my crazy creation. I just thought I'd show you, because if you're getting to know me and you're getting to know my channel, you want a little bit of a gist of what's going on. And this is my craziness, really, to be honest. I like to make sculptures, and I like to make things. I like to make things very awkward for myself. I'm actually following the book of Su Chin E whilst doing this. So she's a very well-renowned Penjing artist. You either, apparently, as far as she knows, she's concerned, you either love what she does or you don't. She mixes art with bonsai, and I really like what she does, but it's nothing like what I make. Also, wanted to give a shout out to Rojin Bonsai channel, and say hi. He's a very good bonsai artist, and I really like his channel. So, you know, please go and subscribe to his. Also to not another bonsai channel, Gavin, hi mate, and Bonsai Project, Dan, and I've already mentioned DNR Bonsai, and who else do I want to mention today? Xavier from the Bonsai Retreat. Hi mate, how you doing? If you're new to this channel, then you might not know Xavier, so go and have a look at Xavier's videos. He does some very, very good videos. And also Jason from the Bonsai Garden. So I just want to give a shout out to all the WhatsApp group. There's Jay from Bonsai Forever. There's Callum from Rojin Bonsai. There's many YouTubers now. We've got a Tree Styler from Australia. We've got Gavin from Not Another Bonsai Channel. We've got Dan from, who was the creator of the WhatsApp group. Big up to you, Dan. Well done for doing that, mate. It's been a really good thing. From the Bonsai Project, and Dan DNR Bonsai, many others. So yeah, big shout out to all you guys, and you lot go and subscribe to them. They're all great bonsai YouTubers. So yeah, there's my shout out. Right, I'm gonna pop back downstairs now. So there we go, guys. There's my little garden update for you. To those of you that are new, welcome, and I'll just explain a little bit about me. And I'm a newbie. Everything you see here is all been done in around a year, or possibly 2 years, and everything you see is a first for me. So if you are a newbie and you want to follow along, then fantastic. If you're old and mature and been doing bonsai for years and you want to follow along and give me some pointers and help me along my bonsai journey, then please do. You know, please put a note in that description and help me understand what I need to be doing to get these trees to the maximum best they can, bonsais they can possibly be. So yeah, please like and subscribe and follow along. Also, something else about me, in case you didn't know, is I love to make crazy pots. And I mean crazy pots. The next pot I'm making is gonna be a rock, or supposed to look like a rock. Excuse me. But it's actually going to be shaped like a black rhino with 2 horns, and the tree actually sitting on the horn of the rhino. It's a big sculpture, and it's going to take one of my Japanese larch that are up on my roof that I haven't shown you, and we're going to create it out of that, and hopefully I'm going to get some very good bonsai people to help me on that pot and help me on that tree and really get that design right, so it'll be a show-stopping, award-winning tree one day. That's the hopes anyway, just like this one behind me. I hope that will be a show-stopping, award-winning tree as well. But in bonsai, as you know, there's many years of practice and disappointment and joy and, well, a lot of growing, really. So on that note, I'll see you later, and I'll see you on the next one. The next one is going to be me doing my rhino pot, so I really am going to get on with that now. Just waiting for this heat to die down a bit, and then hopefully I'll be able to get on it and go for it, and you'll see my crazy rhino pot. So thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you next time. Ta-da.